It was intended to be so that we would taste the state of conditioning, of ego, of separateness, and what it has to offer. The sense of autonomy, of privacy, of specialness, to taste even the feeling of isolation and rejection and apartness, to taste the sense of success and failure, of life and death, of I and other, of separation even from God. That we would taste this, we would experience this. We would become even tightly identified with this state. And while we are in this dream state, we would forget our true nature. It was so from the very beginning of the manifestation as duality. But it was not a sealed deal, meaning it was only a dream. It is only dream. And as soon as we begin, by the grace of the Self, to come to a deeper recognition that we are not merely the person, and that the person is a construct, a psychological, emotional construct, and that the deeper truth of ourself is as pure presence. That the sense of person or personhood is a form or mode of consciousness, but it is very limited and prone to feelings of insecurity, desire, attachments, pride, fear, aspiration, distinction, exclusiveness, and all of these, many more we could say, we know. And for a while we will move through seasons in this limited state. What is it that compels and brings us into the deeper understanding, the deeper seeing, through which we will recognize that we are not merely closed inside the scenario of egohood, that we are not trapped in the bubble of any identity, but that is a phenomenon that is witnessable throughout the ages. There has never been an age in the human experience and within the human kingdom when there have not been prophets and saints and holy beings from every country, from every race, who have come to point out the eternal truth that is the core of our very existence. And over this duration of the human experience on this planet, so many have come to that recognition of our timeless nature and was freed from the dragon of fear and from the influences of lower powers and demonic energies, and rose again back into our original state. This is not poetry. A synopsis of our existence on this planet. And now, because so uncountable numbers of beings have walked on the planet, and they have had to leave their bodies here, where did they go? And now, this is our turn, our time. We are contemporaries on the planet as the living wave of the human experience. It is our turn to have our chance to find out and to discover our timeless, eternal, if you like, nature, and to be freed from the psychological hypnosis that keeps us in this very limited world of personhood, and to again recover the recognition of our eternal nature, our unity, our harmony, our oneness with the Supreme Being, the Self of this universe, and be free and happy. But innumerable obstacles appear within the play, within what I call the theater of consciousness. And this theater is the functioning of perception through the senses, through the mind, with the faculty of memory, of the ability to project and to imagine, and the powers of discernment that helps us to distinguish between actualities, projections, fantasy, and truth. And by these powers of discernment, come to the clear recognition of our timeless nature. Don't feel, oh, I don't know if I can do all of these things. It's not a doing. Perhaps it's more an undoing. But even the undoing you are not doing, if you work with grace, because grace, without grace, all is doom. Grace is another name for truth. God is another name for the expression of God's grace or God's love. It's another name for what we truly are, actually.